Okay, this is expressions review for your final exam, questions 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Question 6 says, solve the inequality and graph its solution. So first thing we're going to do when we have to solve an inequality is we are going to simplify it. So first thing is distribute this 3 to the 5v and the 1. 3 times 5v is 15v. 3 times 1 is 3. Bring down my less than or equal to sign. Can't combine anything with the -5 right now, so I'm just going to bring that down. But I am going to distribute my positive 4 to my 5v, which gives me positive 20v, and my 4 times my -8, which will give me -32. Then what I need to do is I need to combine like terms. There's no like terms on the left, but there is some on the right, our -5 and our -32, which ends up being 20v minus 37. You could put the -37 in front of the 20v, and you get the same thing. Let's see if I can copy this here. Alright, so I'm just bringing that second part down. So then I need to combine like terms on opposite sides. So I'm going to add my 37 to both sides. 3 plus 37 is positive 40. Bring down my 15v. Bring down my less than or equal to. Bring down my 20v. And -37 plus 37 cancels out, so that is gone. Then I need to combine my v's, so let's subtract 15v. This gives you 40 is less than or equal to 5v. If you went ahead and you moved the 20 to the other side and the 3, that's fine too. You're just going to need to remember, if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you need to flip your sign. So last step is divide by 5. This is not negative here, so I don't need to worry about flipping my sign. 40 divided by 5 is 8. 8 is less than or equal to v. And this is the same thing as v is greater than or equal to 8. So now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and graph it. So if I have v is greater than or equal to 8, since it's equal to, I'm going to have a closed circle on 8. And everything that's greater than 8 is to the right, because 9 is greater than 8. So my arrow is going to be pointed to the right. 7 says, write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line through the given point with the given slope. So we need to get it into slope-intercept, which is y equals mx plus b. But in order to get it there, they gave us a point and a slope. So we're going to use our point-slope form, which is the y2 minus y1. I like to just put a blank, equals your slope times x minus x2, or blank. So I'm going to fill in a y here and an x here, and then my slope is going to go here. So y minus y, well, y is a -4, so that makes that a y plus 4. So negative minus a negative is a positive. Then I'm going to have 5 over 2 as my slope, times x minus whatever my x value is, so x minus 2. Then what I need to do is I need to distribute, keep that slope as a fraction, so -5 over 2, x, and then -5 times -2 is going to be positive 5. Bring over my y plus 4. Last step, I need to get y by itself, so I'm going to subtract the 4. So I have y equals 5 over 2x plus 1. That's my final answer. All right, now we're going to look at question 8, which says, write the slope-intercept form of the equation of a line that goes through the given points 0, 3, and -3 to -2. So we want to get it into the y equals mx plus b form again. Now the problem here is they give us 2 points, but they don't give us our slope. So what we need to start off by finding is our slope. And if you remember, the slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So our y2's are -2, and then we're going to subtract 3 over our x's, which is -3 minus 0. So -2 minus 3 is -5. -3 minus 0 is -3. So our negatives cancel out, so it gives us a slope of 5/3. So I'm going to take my slope and I'm going to pick a point. You can pick either point. I'm going to pick the first point because it has 0 in it, so I know my math is going to be easier with the 0. And I'm going to plug it into the same formula that I did for number 7, y minus blank, and instead of the blank I'm going to put a 3 equals my slope, which is 5/3, times x minus whatever my x is, which is 0. And then I'm going to distribute on the right. So I'm left with 5/3 x. 5/3 times 0 is 0, so there's nothing there. And then I bring down my y minus 3. Last step to get the y by itself. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. Don't combine your 3 with the 5/3 because that has an x and you can't combine it with that. So y equals 5/3 x plus 3. And that is your final answer. All right, question 9 says, write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line described. So our line goes through the points -4, -2, and is parallel to y equals x minus 4. So in order to do it in this form, we need a point and our slope. So we have our point here, we don't have our slope. They just tell us that it's parallel. Well, we should know that 2 parallel lines have the same slope. So I'm going to look at where is my slope in this equation, y equals mx plus b. It should be whatever number is in front of the x. If there is no number and there is an x, it should be understood as +1. So if our slope is 1, and I know my point is here, I'm going to use those two things to plug it into point slope form. So y minus a -2 minus a negative makes a positive, so that's y plus 2. My slope is 1 times x minus a -4, which will make it a +4. Good to distribute that 1, which is basically going to keep my right side exactly the same. So 1x plus 4. Bring down my y plus 2. Last step, I need to get that y by itself. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. So I'm going to get y equals 1x plus 2. And that is my slope-intercept form. All right, last one we have here is number 10. They want us to write the slope-intercept form of the equation for the line. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. The only two things I need to fill out in here is my slope and my y-intercept. So I'm going to bring down my y and my x. So I'm going to find my slope or my intercept first because that's the easiest. That's wherever it crosses, wherever my line crosses the y-axis. And this is at 3, +3, so it's going to be a +3. And then to find my slope, I need to identify 2 points where it crosses exactly on the graph. So it looks like it's going to cross here. It could also cross there. You want to count from left to right. So I'm going down 1, which makes my slope negative. And I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is -1 over 5. So that is my slope-intercept form. Y equals -1/5 x plus 3.